air pressure doors.
Right? You make them in X, actually.
Kinda, yeah.
Proceeding with operation in treatment room.
Oh.
Please evacuate immediately.
Kinda hard to do so because the door is locked.
Oh, yeah, it's not good. See, this whole room is going to empty out into another room below it.
And we're also caged in with a 103.
That's not even a 103 at this point. It is something else.
He's still 103, just heavily modified. However, we discovered it's Achilles' heel. Wow, talking about your epic castrations.
Hentai level down to 1.
But he's still dangerous, obviously. And not to mention we're on a time limit.
Yeah, now you can make him hit the rest of the acid vials.
Actually, no, you have to shoot them yourself. And the thing is, I wouldn't exactly rely on them.
Yeah, because as you can tell, it does not work.
Well, then again, the file itself said the system wasn't 100% and did get worse. Yeah, not as that, he keeps tripping you up. Oh yeah, by the way, did you notice how she was rolling to the side and had her pistol out? If you manage to pull that off with the pistol equipped, while you're crouching and all that, you can fire a lot faster. Yeah, that's a trick that speedrunners, I believe, can use. Well, that also, in the minigame that's unlocked for this one, you get to play as one of the 3 mercenaries. And the thing is, playing as Nikolai is the hardest one of all, because he's only armed with a handgun and a knife. So more or less you can take advantage of that trick that I mentioned earlier. Oh, he's horribly weakened. Well, let's take the opportunity.
I think he's limping now.
Yeah, he is. I think he was still limping slightly as the battle began, but he's limping a bit more heavily. Whoa. And great, we're up to down to 2 minutes. Yeah, he is limping all right. So yeah, more or less, just unload on him. If you don't want to use the liquid. Ah! Whoa. Take that. Apparently, yeah, he does not like shotgun shells aimed towards his backside. Ay! That hurt. Take that. Yeah, it won't take much longer. See, you notice the recoil on the shotgun? And there we go. Failure. Epic failure from you, Nemi. Alright. Here it is. The card key of freedom. as Nemesis just lies there in a broken heap. The thing is, as the fight goes on, if you use liquid, you can tear off his arm. You can even tear off his head with that stuff. Well, time to take out the trash! Something tells me this is gonna hurt us more than help us.
Yeah, that's supposed to dissolve organic matter. It doesn't work quite so well, though, as we saw in the files.
Yeah. And, yep, the missile is on its way. So, all we have left is to get to the chopper. Well, of course, as we've already figured out, Nikolai beat us to it. At least in this particular ending. Oh, look, I see bubbles. That's a sign, obviously. We're not done with him yet. Ah! Get back off. I love using it in my enhanced pistol. Make zombies stagger in one shot.
Nice.
The only downside is that it can only be used with the standard pistol. The enhanced ammo. Oh, but at least unlike the enhanced shotgun, there's no recoil. I'm really liking this particular escape theme. Oh, here goes more of them. That reminds me, I may as well mention it now. Umbrella Chronicles more or less horribly truncates Resident Evil 3 to the point where it's not even the same story.
Yeah.
But then again, I don't mind that really, considering that you get to fight Nemesis in much more epic fashion, I guess. Because he more or less chases you throughout the third and final chapter of that scenario, and then you finally get to have a showdown on the roof of the RPD. Yeah, more or less, the Umbrella Chronicles scenario combines elements of Resident Evil 3 and the Outbreak games. And more or less culminating in one last fight with the Nemesis on the roof of the RPD. Complete with perhaps one of the best final boss tunes to ever grace the series.
True.
Yeah, which of course is going to be in this game, but in Umbrella Chronicles it's beautifully orchestrated. Oh, here we go! 2 sets of grenade rounds. That's always nice. And what's further ahead? It's another old friend of ours. Alright, insert the key and rocket launcher! That I'm definitely holding on to. Do. Alright then, well, all that's left to do is one last save. Because I've already made this much progress, I'm not gonna lose it. I'm not gonna risk it even. Although, granted, you won't need that much firepower if you know what you're doing in regards to the final battle. But even so, better safe than sorry. Right.
Right.
Yeah, I gotta get the ink ribbons. There they are. Down there. I was debating what to bring with me, but I guess yeah, I do bring the shotgun. And then I decide, yeah, wait, I'm gonna want to save. All right. There we go. Okay, maybe not the shotgun. I'll replace it after I save. So, with a grand total of 5 saves. Alright then, well, time to get out of here. But yeah, pretty much at this point, no matter what ending you go for, this obviously will lead you to the end, because there will be a chopper available for you. Well, at least in the other ending, but this one, Nikolai beat us to it. Oh yeah, also in here is 6 more Magnum bullets. Here we are. Let's see, what's over here? Ooh, a portable radar receiver.
That'll be useful.
Quite. It'll show us the distance of the approaching missile.
You're still alive. Such persistence.
Nikolai?
Sorry, but there is no escape from here.
Oh boy. Uh-oh. If you have the rocket launcher, you can return fire. But no, I don't feel like shooting him. But when in doubt, try negotiating.
So, you want to get out of here alone? Is that your plan?
I made certain none of the other supervisors survive. Since I'll be the only one who knows what really happened, I'll have more bargaining.
So yeah, he was always in it for the money.
Then why kill me? I'm not on their payroll.
They want to eliminate
So,
it for reasons of their
well yeah,
own.
because she's a threat.
The amount is modest, but there is a reward.
So yeah,
On the confirmation
thus
of
Nikolai
their-
is perhaps one of the few villains in this series who's not totally batshit insane.
Although I'm sure I'll miss you, it's time to say goodbye. You can either accept death with dignity or die with regret. It's entirely up to you.
And thus he becomes the first villain to get away scot-free. Although his fate is a big risk, considering it could change depending on what you do in this particular ending path.
Yeah, because either
Jim,
Nemesis
what
can
happened?
ceiling slay him, or you could shoot him down,
Nikolai
or you could...
beat us to the chopper.
Eh.
Just let him go.
I guess this is it then. But I don't want to die in a place like this.
Don't worry, we're not gonna die. Yet.
This isn't over yet. I'm not giving up, Jill. We still have a chance.
How? Well, I guess she's gonna try to signal for help, I guess.
I'm not going to give up.
But what are the chances of us getting help at this point?
Jill, that's it. We've got to find a way out of here. Now!
So thus, he goes his own direction while we go down here.
Warning.
Huh?
Missile attack
Uh-oh.
confirmed. Warning. Missile attack
In short,
confirmed.
we've reached the point of no return.
Emergency level.
Yep,
D.
that B-52
All
has
personnel
fired its
evacuate
payload.
Immediately.
The missile is on its way.
We are about to get a nice, warm hydrogen bath.
Uh-oh, there it is. This is actually interesting. For once, it's a distance-based timer. Alright, incinerator manual. The incinerator plant is one of the facilities that burns disposable items which are sent from the laboratory. The incinerator burns waste materials that cannot be decomposed in the treatment room. It also supplies electricity to the facility by a thermal power electricity generator. Interesting. Part of the electricity is stored in a big battery installed in the facility's underground area. The electricity is used as an auxiliary power source. The auxiliary power circuit will be activated once the 3 auxiliary circuit units are properly placed in their sockets. In case the circuits are not connected automatically, a person can connect them to manually activate the system. Interesting. There's a nice item box in case you really need to organize your items. There's some shotgun shells over there, but we're beyond caring. Alright, we're almost there. Whoa! And there's also one last file to grab. Classified photo file. In my opinion, I feel it's too early to use this, Paracelsus sword, in actual fighting. However, in order to acquire the G-Virus that Umbrella has developed, it will be a great help to us. The power of the rail cannon is satisfactory, but please note that we're still having a few remaining problems. Technology Division Colonel Franklin Hart. Ooh. Oh, and notice, in the background, a huge human-shaped creature. A burst of milk permeates the air. Oh! 103s.
Fun.
Yeah, that's where they were all sent. Because a special forces team was sent here to get the G-Virus, but the T-103s were deployed to intercept them. And it looks like they had a rather epic battle. They all died. Seriously. Oh, here we go.
Checking system.
So yeah, we gotta push those batteries into the sockets.
Battery. Warning. There is not enough power to activate the system.
Yeah, because we need to insert those batteries so we actually leave this room. So thus, let's push the first battery in.
Yep. Let's test fire this, see what it does.
Well, we gotta power it up first.
Connected.
2 to go. Yep. Just when you think it's over, it's not. Ew. So thus, more or less, now reduced to a primal state, Nemesis mutates one last time. Yeah! Run away! Now, whatever you do, if you're, if you're behind this guy, don't be. Otherwise, it'll flip over and impale you on those spikes of his. Yeah. So more or less, the only way we can finish off the Nemesis is to use that rail cannon. And there we go.
Rail cannon has been activated.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
Execute.
Oh boy. It's a big old frickin' particle railgun.
Just the thing we need to kill it. But first, let's soften it up some. He won't need that much more firepower to soften up. Because if you manage to deal significant damage, he'll start retreating towards where that one tyrant was.
Yeah, he wants to feed on it and regenerate.
And more or less he'll stay there.
Because if he keeps taking damage, he's gonna keep trying to heal.
Well, apparently, because I don't think I've ever seen it fully recover. Because it always dies before it gets a chance. So yep, this is gonna be it. Let's sit back and watch this thing die a horrible death. While we just pour salt on the wound.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Do Vidania!
Adios, sucker.
Phew.
Warning. System overheating. Entering cooldown mode.
Well, at least it's enough to actually open the door. There we go. But we have one last selection. You know, I'm gonna get fed up with this guy.
Yeah.
Let's exterminate him for good. What? Hey, got a present against the enemy? For Brad, for Carlos, for Mikhail, for refusing to die, for this never-ending nightmare,
You want stars? I'll give you stars.
and finally, just because I hate you.
He's been saving that for the whole run.
Because I think it personally fits. Because if I were Jill, I would have been extremely fed up at this point. And with that, we're pretty much home free. Before we leave Raccoon City, oh, we have this, Jill's diary. August 7th. 2 weeks have passed since that day. My wounds have been healed, but I just can't forget it. For most people, it's history now, but for me, whenever I close my eyes, it all comes back clearly. Zombies eating people's flesh and the screams of my teammates dying. No, the wounds in my heart are not healed yet. August 13th. Chris has been causing a lot of trouble recently. What's with him? He seldom talks to the other police members and is constantly irritated. The other day, he punched Elmer in the boys' crime department just for accidentally splashing Chris's face with coffee. I immediately stopped Chris, but when he saw me, he just gave me a wink and walked away. I wonder what happened to him. August 15th, midnight. Chris, who's been on a leave of absence for a vacation, called me so I visited his apartment. As soon as I walked into his room, he showed me a couple pieces of paper. They were part of a virus research report entitled simply as G. Then Chris told me that the nightmare still continues. He went on to say that it's not over yet. Ever since that day, he's been fighting all by himself without rest, without even telling me. And then, August 24th, Chris left the town today to go to Europe. Barry told me that he would send his family to Canada, and then he would follow Chris. I decided to remain in Raccoon City for a while because I know that the research facility in this city will be very important in this entire case. In a month or so, I'll be joining with them somewhere in Europe. That's when my real battle begins.
You almost didn't make it, honey.
Almost. Well, the thing is, again, she couldn't have foreseen what would happen in the city. But regardless, she's home free.
Jill,
It's over, Carlos.
what are you talking about? Don't you hear that?
Huh?
There's a second chopper, and it's here to rescue you.
What?
But who is it? Who could possibly be looking for me?
It doesn't matter. We just have to be there when it lands.
This scene is actually different depending on what you do before you go down the ladder. Because if you leave the room and then go back, a certain person will signal Carlos in the radio room. And then that's when they know that the second chopper is approaching. Regardless, it's finally time to leave Raccoon City for good.
Thanks, you saved us.
I couldn't let you.
Barry!
Is he?
Hey, man.
Are you ready
The
to
master
finish
of sandwiches at Magnum.
It's coming.
this? Yeah. It's the end.
As such, an entire city is wiped off the map.
Wiped off the face of the earth. Now here, Barry shows that he was very prepared. EMP-resistant helicopter.
Lucky.
Well done.
Umbrella's gone down.
But it doesn't change the fact that they more or less still won in the end because the city is gone. There's nothing to celebrate about.
And now we have a rather unfortunate turn of events. It seems that the President and the Federal Council...
Well, because they
have
couldn't risk further
civilians
contamination.
Raccoon City. The President and Federal Council have
So
ruled
thus,
that the
they had to nuke
Terminate
the city.
operation is the
Bacillus
best course of
terminate.
action for this extreme
Nuclear
situation and has
sterilization.
been executed. Based on that fact, Raccoon City has been literally wiped off the map. Current reports have the death toll surpassing the 100,000 mark. Our hearts go out to those poor civilians of Raccoon City.
They never deserved this fate. But rest assured, their deaths will be avenged. Even if it takes several years, they will be avenged. It's just a matter of time. And thus, Resident Evil 3 is over. So yeah, that in itself was quite a downer ending.
Yeah.
The hero survived, but still, it doesn't change the fact that over 100,000 people lost their lives here. And even worse, Umbrella is still standing strong, but things will begin to decline for them after this incident. Alright, so next game in this marathon, I'm still debating that one. But regardless, now I can finally move on and I have to continue this. Alright, so what we got here coming up is, of course, the cast of the game. Recording crew: Jill, Catherine Disher, Carlos Vince Carrazzo, Mikhail, Ben Campbell, Nikolai Roger Honeywell, Brad Evan Saba, Tyrell, Peter Windrum, Murphy, Richard Clarkin, Dario, Tony Rosado. And I think Tony Rosado also voiced the Nemesis. I could be mistaken, though. So yep, all that's left is the ranking. And I should also note, depending on how many times you beat the game, you unlock what's known as epilogue files, which detail events that occur after the game in regards to the survivors. But the thing is, obviously, the epilogue files aren't exactly that well translated. There are more official translations on websites somewhere. Anyway, 351.33, 5 saves, C rank. I'll gladly take that over a D or an E. You can play the extra game.
Mercenaries.
Operation Mad Jackal. You got a boutique key and 3 costumes.
Now you can turn Jill into a cosplayer.
Yeah, because one of the costumes is her old STARS uniform. And Regina from Dino Crisis.
I was about to mention that, yes.
So this is Jill's epilogue file. After escaping the city, Jill saw joined Chris Redfield. All she found was an empty hideout of Chris's. On the floor was Chris's knife. Jill left without hesitation because she firmly believes that Chris is still alive. She will search for him until she finds him. Then they can go and put an end to Umbrella. There are files for Jill, Chris, Claire, Leon, Sherry, Ada, Hunk, and Barry.
I wonder where Hunk went after Umbrella collapsed.
Who knows? Probably as a mercenary. No one knows for sure. Anyway,
if the U.S. government had any sense, they probably hired him.
Who knows? Alright then, see you guys down the line for the next game in the marathon.
Later.